Yo, what's poppin', Toon Goonz? It's your big homie Boppa. Like, share, repost, subscribe, follow. Hit me up on all social media at Boppa9595 everywhere. YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snap, wherever, whenever. Toon Goonz. Tap in, check it out. For this video right here, I'm going to run down my list of a few top fives that I have as far as films, artists of all times, artists of this generation, cartoons, so on and so forth. So Toon Goonz, I want all my Toon Goonz to tap in. Let's get into it. You ready? Here we go right here. Kicking off the list with the films. Top 5 films of all time. And again, I'm just doing this to give my Toon Goonz just a tad bit of insight. Not too much insight, but a tad bit of insight as towards who Boppa is and what Boppa represents. So top 5 films of all time. Here we go. Number 1 would have to be Training Day with Denzel. I just love that film so much. It portrayed the hood as accurately as possible. It was a gangster film. And you'll find that on most of this list right here, I have a lot of gangster films that I'm very well in tune with. So kicking off the list with Training Day, classic film. Then Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I like cartoons as well. I like nostalgic cartoons, but cartoons that are kind of like have like a grimy feel to them, like a gritty feel to them. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit was just that. It was a hybrid film between live action and animation. So it was a classic film as well. So we have Training Day, then we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Paid in Full, definitely. American Gangster next, and then Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent. All classic films. Top 5 rappers of all time. This one is very easy for me. Golden age of hip-hop right here. Biggie, Big L, Eminem, Nas, and Jay-Z. Very easy. I really like how Biggie was very like a lyrical assassin, basically. He rapped for Brooklyn. He rapped for New York. Some of them called him the king of New York. The king of New York hip-hop. Big L, he was an underground MC, but he was still just as sharp as Biggie, just as lyrically witty, just as many. He's like actually Big L, to be real with you. Big L is kind of like the grandfather of all punchlines. And he was a young dude doing that. Big L passed away when he was like maybe 24, 25. Don't quote me on that, but he was in his mid-20s when he passed. But he was a legend though. Eminem, we all know what he's capable of. His first 3 albums, very classic. Nas, Illmatic, we just went to like the 25-year anniversary or maybe the 30-year anniversary just recently. And Jay-Z, classic albums from front to back of his catalog. Now, top 5 rappers of this generation, I got Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, Dirk, Polo G, and Lil Papa. I feel like these 5 artists right now, in no particular order, just these 5 artists, they kind of like best embody this generation as far as like that age group that I was going on about before, like that young age group between late teenage years between late teenage years to late 20-year-olds. So like between 16, about 18 up into 29-year-olds, somewhere around there. They embody this generation very well, I feel like. But now, top 5 cartoons of all time. I got the Boondocks. If we all remember my Goonjocks EP, I got the Boondocks. I really fuck with Huey and Riley Freeman. I feel like they pretty much are like classic depictions of like characters and personality types that you would get just growing up in the hood, growing up around gangsters, growing up around crime or just poverty in general. Then I got Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now, Ed, Edd n Eddy's very nostalgic for me. It's a classic cartoon, but nobody can tell me that Ed, Edd n Eddy weren't basically like hustlers. Every single episode, these dudes, Ed, and Eddie, are trying to hustle their way to get $1 or hustle their way to get some money so they can make ends meet and make sure that their goals are met. Then the regular show. I like the first few seasons of the regular show, like maybe like the first 3-4 seasons. Once you start getting to like season 7, season 8, with that whole shit with Mordecai and the stuff that he was going through, I really wasn't too keen on that. But the first few seasons of the regular show I really liked. Bugs Bunny, classic. That's just like a winner, you know what I mean? And my debut album was based on Bugs Bunny. So I like Bugs Bunny. That was a classic character. witty, always caught W's, and just was able to always make sure that he was able to find the best possible solution to anything that he was going through. And then, of course, I got an anime on here right now, Naruto, or right now as I'm watching Boruto, The Next Generations. Naruto, I grew up watching Naruto. Naruto kind of debuted when I was in middle school. I think I was in the 7th or 6th grade, maybe the 7th grade. And I've been watching Naruto ever since. Like, that's like a classic anime. But this is my top 5 list for these particular topics. Top 5 films, Training Day, love the gangster shit. Always about the gangster shit, the hood shit. And most of this list really is about like gangsterism in the hood. Like when you look at my top 5 films, Training Day, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Paid in Full, American Gangster, Get Rich or Die Trying. That's all gangster hood shit. Especially Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because you look at it as like this dude, if you saw the film, I advise all my Toon goons to go peep that shit. It's a classic. You'll like it. But that film was basically about Roger Rabbit. He was being framed for murder. And I don't have to mention any names, but like we all know about like stuff that goes on where like rappers or like very notable artists are on trial for whatever they may be going through. So that's very similar and reminiscent of that. Like Roger Rabbit was on basically suspected of murder or whatever it was. So that's what kind of gives him like a hood pass in my book. But again, needless to say that this is all like solidified, certified gangster shit. Top 5 rappers of all time, got the golden age. Top 5 rappers of this generation, very catchy, trendy, hood, classic songs. Top 5 cartoons. So, brace yourselves, Toon Goons. Excuse me. Brace yourselves, Toon Goons. Within the next few weeks, I already teased the album a little bit. I haven't revealed the title of the LP just yet. But in the next few weeks, I'm going to be dropping more freestyles, more interviews. Possibly might have a cypher on the way as well if I can kind of orchestrate that and get that rocking as well. But yeah, Toon Goons, hit me up on all social media, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snap, wherever, whenever, at Boppa9595, everywhere, all right? Toon Goons, always remember, 2024 only furthers the age of Boppa. Let's get it, Toon Goons. 100.